Hey guys, Sure Shot Midget here. I'm doing a video on my WeTech P226. This is probably going to be a long video because I do have a lot to talk about on this pistol. Alright, so let's start off by saying that this is my custom pistol. It's not completely stock. So I will go over features and I will tell you what is stock and what's not. So first of all, pistol magazine wise, I have a WeTech extended magazine. Now this magazine, they retail for about 25 bucks, which is a really good price for an extended magazine. I have had this for a while and it has never leaked. I've maintained it though. I've lubed the bottom and the top here multiple times, and I've never had a leak. And it holds about 30-ish rounds, I believe. It might hold a little bit more. And then here's the pistol. First of all, let's go over features about this gun. So, first of all, you have these pistol grips here. They are plastic. Now, I just want to say that this frame is KJW, and the grips, everything in here, and the lower is KJW except for the trigger. So your your WeTech P226 will have, it will say F226 and SEAL Team 6, which is stupid in my opinion. So I would get rid of those, or you can just paint them over. I don't know, do whatever you want, swap them out, but I did get a KJW lower. So these are trademarked P226, Sig Sauer, and then the trademarks here. Now the slide, or the frame you originally get, is this frame. It's like a kind of a grayish. I like it. It's aluminum. It'll hold up, but your fire control parts on these WeTechs are not as strong as the KJWs. Alright. So, but for, I mean, these P226s retail for $75, which is an insane price. So if you're thinking about getting one, just get one. They're so dang cheap. I know like two or three of my friends that I've played airsoft with, they have KWAs and they're twice as much, and they, in most cases, are worse than this. Let me start off by talking about the features. So here's your slide lock. Now, it is not like your traditional slide lock. This one is actually up by your thumb here, which is what Sig Sauer wanted to do when they designed the real thing. I'm not sure why, what was their thinking behind that. Not sure, but it's up here in a nice spot. That is steel on the WeTech stock as well, and on this I think it is as well. This is decocker up in front, so you can decock the pistol, and you can do single and double action shooting. That's double action, and this is single action. Get a magazine release here, which you can swap on the other side. It's kind of hard to do. I've gotten used to it, but if you don't know what you're doing, I wouldn't. Your takedown lever here, the real one you have to rack it back to this part, but on this one you can just slide it down and pull it apart. This is the KJW lower. You get your metal hammer. On the WeTech, it's the same thing. Everything's metal internally. And actually, on the stock WeTech, the trigger bar, the slide lock is steel, which is very, very nice. Nice touch. The same thing with the KJW. But where the difference is the metal, that the hammer and sear and trigger house, or not trigger housing, but hammer housing. This housing back here, the material is different, at least from what I've seen, quality-wise. So, yeah, the WeTech slide here is like a kind of a gray. I like the finish. I did drop it, and it chipped on the back here, but you would think the whole thing would just, like, explode, but it didn't. So in here you have a spring guide. This one I've upgraded. This is an upgraded spring guide. It's a WeTech steel spring guide. It's actually, I found out it's an alloy, so it's kind of half and half. It's like a mix. And then there's the spring in here it's a really nice return spring. And I put some seals on the back here to kind of act as washers or spacers, so it kind of gives the spring some more power. Then you get your outer barrel, your white sights, which are nice. And then your hop-up, which I actually glued my hop-up wheel because it was kind of moving when I didn't want it to. You could Loctite it or do something not as permanent, but it kind of moves with the recoil, so I don't really care for that. This slide is pretty heavy. It's like, it's a lot heavier than the KWA. The KWA is like this cheap, crappy metal, which a lot of people don't know. The slide on a KWA is like half the weight of a real one. It is retarded. It weighs so little, and you get hardly any recoil, but they do cycle fast. That's one good pro about it. But this WeTech is kind of it's a good balance between recoil and slide cycling speed. Sometimes it doesn't go together correctly. Gotta get that spring down in there. And then you put it together like that. Just like that. It's a smooth pistol. This outer barrel is not the original one. The original one's gray and it cracked. That is one bad thing about this. The bad thing about the WeTech when you get it is the barrels crack, this part cracks, and the magazine catch will wear out. So I recommend upgrading those with KJW or just another WeTech stock part. But for $75, $80, you can't beat, I mean, a full-sized, full-cycling gas blowback P226. You can't beat it. The WeTechs are about $75, $80. The KJW is about $110. That's the cheapest I've been able to find them for. They're more like $135. And the KWAs are $170. KWAs are the most expensive. It gives you like the least amount of recoil between all of them. And I don't understand why anyone would buy one. So yeah, the FPS with .2s is just about 300. I do have a chrono here. Let me go ahead and get one shot off, but it like dies out. Dang it, it's not. 286 with .2s. Okay, yeah, I shot 3 shots. The first 3 shots did not read because the thing was out of batteries and dying. So here's a better look. I have a holster for it, and this is a Blackhawk. It's made for a real one, which I had to modify to fit. The WeTech slide is a little bit thicker than the KWAs and the KJW. So that's the only issue I've ever found with the WeTech is that it's hard to fit in holster, so you have to modify your holster a little bit with a lot of sanding. Also, the trigger I put here is a WeTech because the KJW is hard to get back in, and also it kind of gives it a two-tone, the gray trigger and gray slide. I kind of like that look. I field this with .2s normally. Now the hop-up's pretty good. Functionality-wise, it's awesome. I really haven't had any issues besides the actual WeTech lower that I got. The takedown lever broke, the magazine catch broke, and the outer barrel broke, and the spring guide broke, all within about, I'd say, 7,000, 8,000 rounds. And once that broke, those broke. I replaced them with stock parts, and then they kept working. About 3,000, 4,000 rounds later, at about the 10,000 round point, the trigger parts broke. So then I just was like, I'll just buy KJW lower. So I got a used KJW lower for like $25. I got this lower, this complete lower. I got it for a great deal, and it had about 4,000 rounds put through it. So this thing's got about that's about 1/4 of its life. So and I've put like maybe 400 through it since, and I've been really happy. And the KJW lower and the WeTech lower will give you the same performance. The only difference is the quality of the parts and how long they'll last. So let's go ahead and shoot this. I have a lot of BBs, but I don't have any more propane, so I'll just shoot this until it runs out of gas. Also, don't forget, just buy WeTech, guys. Just buy WeTech. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll dump the mag. It's fully loaded mag. I just shot a few shots, so it was fully loaded when before I shot those shots. But I mean, I still shot them. So let's see how the gas efficiency is now. This mag is about almost full, but my tank was almost empty, so it might, I don't even know how much gas is in here, to be honest, but we'll see. Also, it's a comfortable gun to hold. Everything's here to reach. Decocker, you just got to move your thumb up a little bit. You can turn the gun to the side. The slide lock is right there. You don't have to move at all. But one thing I did notice, I mean, when my brother was shooting the real one of these, he would always put his thumb up here, and actually this slide lock would not lock back. Because his thumb was up here. You naturally kind of want to put your thumb up there, like right where the frame safety on a 1911 is. You kind of just want to put your hand up there, your thumb, I mean, but you can't. It's kind of got to go right here. but it's kind of, it gets crowded, so it kind of pushes up. So you got to kind of rest your one thumb on your other thumb instead of resting it on the actual slide lock up there. So let's go ahead and shoot this. The recoil on this is pretty dang good. So it's about 65 degrees in here. Okay, so it's empty. Take your magazine out. It's pretty cold. Like I said, I mean, that was a full mag, and I don't know how much gas is in this gun because I just emptied my tank with shooting my M16 a little bit, so I don't know, we'll see. I'll just go and fill it about halfway. So if it can get through this, it's a mag and a half. So put your mag in, you can power stroke it or hit the slide lock, either one you want. Let's go. It's out of ammo, but it's out of gas now. It's out of gas. So, I do recommend this gun. I really do. The range is about 100-ish feet. I mean, I shoot in my backyard at like the front of the porch. It's about 100 feet from where my targets are, and it's almost a guarantee hit. It's a man-sized target. You're going to hit it if you hop it up right. I mean, you can all the way low hop it, or you use like .50 grain BBs or something retarded, and it won't go that far. If you know how to tune it, I mean, tune the hop up with what BBs you're using, it'll be good. I have noticed when the barrel is kind of dirty, it works well with .2s, but when you clean the barrel, it overhops with .2s. So it's like, at least that's how it is for me. So it's like, I have to keep the barrel dirty and use .2s, or keep the barrel clean and use .25s. So, but I went outside and shot it just before I did this video. I shot a few shots out of it, out of the magazine with .2s. I did not clean the barrel, and it shot really, really good. And it's the warmest it's been since I've shot this in a long time. So, stay tuned for more videos. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you like videos, I mean, gas guns, I do a lot of gas gun videos. Now, I did, a while ago, I did do, like, a KWA, what was it, 226, I think it was, KJW 1911, FN57 by Marushan. Those were all guns that my friends got, and I did videos, but since my channel's gotten better and I got a new camera, it's not like I own those guns, so it's not like I can go back and redo them unless friends let me see those guns, or use them, borrow them. And like the ICS CXP08 I did, my brother sold that. A lot of these things I can't redo because the guns are gone. Now my guns, I keep my guns, I don't sell them, buy, trade, do that whole, I mean, I buy a lot of guns, but I don't tend to trade off stuff. I really keep what I, get, because I get attached to my guns. That's just how I am. So, I will be keeping this pistol for a while. There's no reason for me to sell it, because if I sold it, I'd probably want to get another one, because I just love it. And I'd probably be spending I'd probably be spending the same amount, or selling it, as I would buying a new one. I'd probably get like 85 shipped, or so, maybe a little bit more, and after shipping, I could just go out and buy a new one, but that wouldn't make sense because I, would have the short mag, and it would be all WeTech stock parts. So, I don't know. I'm going to keep it, though. I do know a friend that got a KWA, and he's broke. Like, he hardly has any money. He works like 2 jobs, but he's just struggling with money, and he spent $170 on a KWA P226, the M226, and I was like, you should have bought a WeTech, they're half the price. And he was like, oh, well, I've heard bad things about them. And I'm like, well, I've experienced bad things about KWA. Like, I told him I had 6 guns, and they've all been garbage. And then there's another guy that I play airsoft with, and he has a KWA P226, and he's actually in law enforcement. So he does, like, the training, and he's, like, always doing this cool, like, stuff with it. And it shoots, like, really, really high. The hop-up on those is the only thing that bugs me about the KWAs. They're garbage. Their hop-ups suck. When they get lube on them, they swell, and then they overhop, even with 36 grain BBs, in my experience. 36 grain BBs, they would still overhop. That's retarded. That is just retarded. So, especially for pistols, you're supposed to clean. You're supposed to clean airsoft pistols, and I noticed his was shooting really high, too, and he still told me that his is really good. He's like, I think he said it was the best pistol he's ever had. And I'm like, are you serious? If you're further than like 40 feet, you're not going to be able to hit your target because the BB just skyrockets. I don't know. He seems really stupid to me. But whatever. He can think whatever he wants, and I can think whatever I want because my WeTech's so much better. I mean, this thing just shoots like a mile. Whatever. Anyway, stay tuned for more videos. I do recommend WeTech P226s. Because I've owned this and I love it. So, if you're looking for a sweet, cheap pistol, $75, $80, you can find these. It's a great option if your favorite gun's a P226 or you're going for like a SEAL type loadout. Buy one of these WeTechs. You can get a thread adapter and put a silencer on it and be super stealthy like the SEALs. So, stay tuned for more videos, guys. See you later.